Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are reviewing these busy blocks from Tupperware. These are vintage and extremely rare. These were introduced in 1983 and these have multiple things in there. So they have all these letters. So this is A to Z. This is letter Z, if you can see. Capital, small, and then it has a picture. Then they have objects inside and they have different patterns and colors, plus they have shapes underneath each object. Okay, so these are the kind of objects they have. We will open these one by one. We have a couple of objects missing. For example, in this Z there is no object, and we have letter M box missing because obviously this is more than 40 years old. So let's get started. Let's open each one of them and see what objects we have. So here we go. This is letter A, small A, and let's see what's inside. Aeroplane. Aeroplane. We have a picture here for matching. We'll place it on top of the picture and we'll move on to the next block. So this is letter B, and the small b makes b sound. Let's see what we have in here. We have a boat, and look, there is a star kind of a shape underneath. If you know what the shape is exactly called, please let me know, because this has 4 sides, not 5, and I'm not sure what it's called. So we have letter B, boat. If you can see the picture here, boat. Okay, let's place this here. Now move on to the next letter, letter C. What sound does C make? Who can tell? K. It makes k sound, and we have a camel here. Where is the camel on the box? Right here. So we can match the pictures. Camel, and there is a rectangle shape at the bottom. What have we got so far? A for aeroplane, B for boat, K for camel. Okay, this is letter D. D makes the sound D. Here is the uppercase D, here is the lowercase d, and let's see what D object do we have in here. It's a dog. Dog. And again it has a star kind of a shape. I don't know what this is exactly called. Where is the dog on the box? Let's find. It's right here. Dog. We match it and we keep it here. Okay, I think it's not coming in the frame, so we'll move these here on the top. So we've got aeroplane, boat, camel, dog so far. Let's see what we have in this box. Letter E, and the picture is an elephant. Where is the elephant? How do we open the box? Here. Elephant. Elephant. Letter E makes E sound, and we match the picture. Elephant. Let's place it here. The next box is letter F. F makes the sound F. What begins with F? A fox. Fox, but I believe this box is empty. Yes, there is nothing inside. We'll keep this box here. So later on, when we have all the empty boxes, I'll show you how these can connect to each other for construction. Since we know these are busy blocks, so this is not only for letter sound association, this is also for a lot of other things. We can do mathematical stuff, we can do color sorting, making patterns with colors, making patterns with these lines here on top. Then we have these paths over here, some straight paths, some curvy paths. Like you can see, there is a curve, and some of them have straight paths, so we can actually make paths where these objects can actually go around and do things. So this is actually an amazing set. Let's move on to the next letter. We have letter G here. What sound does G make? G, G, G. Let's see what we have in here. This is a giraffe. So they have given us the object that makes the soft G sound, which is J. So do you know when do we pronounce it as J? If you know, please comment below. So this is giraffe for letter G, but the sound of letter G typically is G. So for example, G, G, glass, G, G, green. So this is green or anything of that sort. And it makes a soft sound as well, which is J. Since this is vintage, most likely the phonic sounds were not that popular at that time. So they have given this, because I know now all the resources like learning resources and other educational brands, they give the more common sound for objects, not these. So I will tell you, when we make the soft J sound for letter G, that is when it has letter I, E or Y coming after the letter. This rule applies for the other sounds also, like letter C, that makes soft S sound when these three vowel sounds are accompanying them. That is letter C, letter I and letter Y. So since in giraffe the next letter is I, it makes the soft sound J. Similarly in the word giant, and let's say we have letter E in some words, for example gents. So that also makes the soft J sound. Okay, I hope that helped understand. So this is letter H, and we do have an object inside. It would have a horse inside. Let's see. Yes, horse. And again there is a rectangle shape. So we place the horse with the horse object. Now we have another empty box. This is letter I. I makes the sound I, and the object they gave here was an Indian. This is an Indian. I hope you can see this, because this is very lightly printed with the same color, so it might not be as clearly visible in the camera. But anyways, we have found an empty box. So this other empty box I had earlier, we will use these to see how these blocks can connect. Do you see this? They have connected. Now it's open, and now you can hear the tick sound, and now it's closed. So we can literally join these blocks together. We put another one here, and we can just make patterns, and we can connect them to construct things. So this is like actually very cool. You give this to the child, and the child will be busy, engaged for so long, because they have so many things to do with this, be it English related, be it mathematical, be it colors or anything, construction, creative building, critical thinking, everything. So this is like so amazing. Okay, so let's move on to the next sound. We have letter J that makes the soft J sound, and here is a Jeep. J, 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 Jeep. J, 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 Jeep. We put it together. Okay, another empty box. This is letter K. K, K, K. What is the object? K, K, kangaroo. K, K, kangaroo. Okay, so letter K is basically mainly used for K sound with letter I, E and Y, because letter C cannot make K sound when these letters are the next letter in the word. So whenever there's a K sound and you have to use letter E, letter I, after that, so this is the letter you will be using. For example, kitchen, kitten, anything of that sort, because letter C cannot make K with those letters. That is why letter K is important. So again, we have an empty box here. We can use this for construction. The next letter here is letter L, and the sound it makes is L. If you guys are still watching, thank you so much for watching, and please comment below where are you watching from, what kind of content would you like to see, because I also make ASMR content. I have made this video before without speaking and only showing the object. So do you enjoy ASMR more, or do you enjoy the videos where I'm talking and telling? I can maybe share some more ideas as well in the videos. For example, I just taught you when to use the soft sounds of letter G and letter C and why are they used. So if you want to learn anything specific, if you're confused about anything, please comment below and I would try to make videos according to your needs and your likes. So please, I would be looking forward to your comments. And in my next video, if you are the one giving me ideas, I will also mention your name and your city, country, or wherever you're watching from, and that would be directed towards you. So this is letter L. L makes the sound L, and this is a lion. L, lion. Letter N makes N sound, and the picture here is of a nurse. If you can see, there is a hospital bed behind her and there's a girl standing in front, and this is a nurse. Nurse. The nurse goes here. Letter O. O makes the sound O. O. This is an owl. This is an owl. Where is the picture of the owl? Here it is. The owl. Okay, the next object is, let me just center align the camera. I just noticed that I'm just inclined towards one side. So this is letter P, and P makes the sound P, and the object here is a pig, I suppose. Yes, it is a pig. 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 Okay, letter Q. Q makes the sound Q, and the object here is queen. Also, letter Q is always accompanied by letter U to make the Q sound. So this is a queen. Queen. This is the front side. Okay, let's place it on top of the queen picture. Here is the queen, and we place the queen with her. So now we have letter R. R makes the sound R, or you can say So this is a rabbit. 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 Oh, one of the rabbit's ear is missing. I guess it's broken. So this is a rabbit. Rabbit. Okay, this is letter S. S makes the sound S, just like a snake's hissing sound. This is a seal. Let's see, where is the seal? Seal. Seal. Okay, let's place it on top of the seal and let's put it here. Letter T. Letter T makes the sound T. There is a train. 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 Okay, we'll place the train with the train's picture, and this goes up here. Letter U makes the sound What do we have here? Oh, they have used the long vowel sound here, unicorn. Okay, so again, like they did in giraffe, they have used the unpopular sound, I would say, because the more common sound used for letter U is and and the U sound is also kind of unique because that's not used a lot of times, but it is used for the words that have letter U at the beginning. But again, that is not always true, because like in words and like in umbrella, u is still the first sound, but it is pronounced like a. But in unicorn, this is the first sound and it's pronouncing as u. Then in university, it is pronounced as u. So u is the long vowel sound. Long vowel sound actually sounds like the letter name, and the short vowel sound is shorter, like a. So for u, we could have a umbrella, but here we have a unicorn. Okay, I hope that explained a little. So we have the picture here of a unicorn, and we place the unicorn with the unicorn. Then we have letter X, and the picture for X is X makes the sound x, x. This is a xylophone, but again, xylophone begins with z sound, not x sound. X is mostly used in at the end of the words. For example, in fox, for example, in ox. So in box, so x is a sound that is not very commonly used at the beginning of the words. Now we have letter Y. Oh, I think I just missed these two. Let's do letter V first. V makes the sound V, and it has a vowel in here, but again the box is empty, so we do not have the object in here. Where do we open it from? Here. So the box is empty. We can actually put something inside. We can come up with something that begins with that sound, or we can find a small toy like that, a miniature toy, and we can add it in. So that is also a possibility. Now we have letter W. W is kind of similar to letter V, but they make different sounds. So letter V makes the sound V, V, okay, and letter W makes the sound W. This is a little like your mouth goes a little round. I do not show my face, so I can't exactly show it to you in the video, but your mouth will look different when you pronounce these two. Okay, so for example, this is v as in when, right? When, V-A-N, when, the one you commute in. And then this is w as in when, if you can hear the difference. When as in when are we meeting, right? So this is a little different. Your mouth goes a little round when you pronounce this w. This is w, okay? Like water. If you're British, you will not be pronouncing the R. So that is a different story, like how you pronounce the entire word, but the w will remain the same. Okay, so this is w for whale, w for whale, but again the box is empty, so we do not have the object here. And then we have letter Y, and Y has a yacht. Yacht. And I think I actually swapped the boat and the yacht. Yeah, so I feel that this is the yacht and this was the boat, because this is smaller also. So I'll put this with B, and I'll put the yacht will Y. Okay, so letter Y is also a vowel letter, because a lot of times it makes the long E and I sound in words at the end. So letter Y is also considered a vowel. While we were growing up, we did not learn that, but now when we learn phonics and grammar rules and everything, so we know that letter Y is used like a vowel. For example, in the words why, buy, cry, my, all of those, they don't have another vowel letter in the word, and letter Y is the only vowel, so it makes the sound I, like I. This is how I teach my students, that I am the only vowel, so it makes the sound I. And when there is another vowel in the word, for example in any, many, kind of those, because there is a in that word as well, so then it makes the sound E as in we, because like we are the vowel, so it's not actually the logic, but this is how I teach my children, so that they can, make a connection and remember when it's using I and when it's using E. So this is how I teach them, like I when it's the only one, and E when there are more than one, so it's collective V makes E sound. So that is how I explain it to my students. If you are a child watching this, then you already know how it works. If you are a parent or a teacher or an adult, whoever, so you can teach like this to your students or your children as well. So we have letter Y over there, and now we have the last letter. This is a zebra. Letter Z makes sounds zebra, and I believe this is empty. Yes, we do not have it in here. And this is a monkey for letter M, but we do not have the letter M box. But I think it's amazing that after 40 plus years we still have this, and we still have a lot of these pieces available. That shows that, you know, as a child, maybe I was a responsible child and I did not lose a lot of these. So these can be connected together and we can actually make patterns. And you know, these parts, maybe let me show you how these parts can connect. See, if we just place them like this, you see how the parts are going, they get connected. The monkey, let's suppose, okay, 1 second. Okay, thank you for still bearing with me, guys. I just make impromptu videos. I do not have any script. I don't write down the dialogues, and I don't know what I will be saying. I just start the video and I just start saying whatever I have to and whatever I want to. So I know it's not something very attractive for most people. Some people like the raw videos, so tell me if you like it, and tell me if you don't like it, and tell me if you want me to do something different next time, so I can try doing that. Okay, so I don't know if this is visible enough in the video, but I have made this path. Okay, and now this monkey is going on this path, so there is a round here and it can come back from here. Yeah, let's connect this in a way that they can connect together maybe. So let's say the monkey came from here, it went round, it came here, there's one block missing here, but it can actually go back over there. If I take another box maybe with a curve, yeah, now this is complete. The monkey can actually go and come back, so there is a path for the monkey. Then we can also do pattern making. We can start from the basic pattern like yellow, red, blue, yellow, red, blue, yellow, red, blue, right? And then we can also do some complex patterns. I think this is too big for the screen, so okay, so we can do some complex patterns like yellow, yellow, red, blue. Then we can have yellow, yellow, red, blue again, or we have like blue, blue, red. Okay, yellow, blue, blue, red. Then we have yellow, then again blue, blue, red, like that. So we continue, like we repeat one set of pattern, and then we make one set and then we repeat that set again and again, so that makes a pattern. So we can do this with it. We can make parts, we can introduce the letters, the sounds, the objects, matching the objects with pictures, matching objects with the letters, the sounds, and a lot of other things. They have a lot of shapes on the bottom of these, so you can come up with activities for that. Maybe you put it down, you trace the outline, like anything, just think of it. If you want to do something, just think of it. And I think this would be this single learning item would be sufficient for you to teach a lot of concepts to the children. So this is in my opinion a 10 on 10. Tell me, how did you like it? Tell me if this is something you would love to have, and I would try to find some links online, and I can maybe post them in the comments or in the description of this object, so you can probably order it from eBay or something. But since these are rare and vintage, so they might be expensive. Okay, so thank you so much for bearing with me. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have watched till the end, I am really grateful to you. Please leave a comment below so that I know if there are some things that I need to improve, if there's something that I need to hold on to, if this video was educational for you, if you learned something out of it, if you enjoyed watching it, anything at all. I am looking forward to your response. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Please like and subscribe the channel. Bye bye.